we go. You cozy? Hey, I'm Karyn, Max's mom. Welcome to the channel. And here are a few things I do to keep my disabled Chihuahua, Roxy, comfortable. So Roxy's sitting behind me. She typically is not. She's kind of like, she's one of those dogs. As she's gotten older, she likes to hide under things. We noticed about 2 years ago she started going under the bed, so we made sure to keep carpets in the house, especially since we just moved into this house. It's a 100-year-old cottage and everything is old wood, so that was not cozy or comfortable for any of us to walk around on all the time. And because she does have degenerative disc disease, we want some type of friction and texture on the ground so that she's able to grip, because she's gotten to the point where it's very hard for her to walk steadily on hard surfaces. So she kind of slides on the kitchen tile, the bathroom tile, and the wooden floors throughout the house. So we have rugs everywhere. We had more rugs than we needed when we first moved in, just because the floors here are so old. We were grossed out by them, but we just also wanted to make sure no matter where she stepped, she would be okay. But that got to the point where it just felt cluttered and like a maze, and like, not a maze, but a jungle gym almost. Like, it just felt like I was at daycare. That's what it felt like. There were just cushions everywhere so that she wouldn't hurt herself, which is totally fine. But it kind of made that, because I work from home, it made it feel just extra cluttered in here and stuffy. So we removed the carpets and added some yoga mats, which is cheaper in the long run, because you have to replace carpets over time, especially when you have senior dogs. Replacing rugs with yoga mats is a bit more cost effective, honestly, over time, because you can pick up the yoga mats and put them in the washer, instead of just constantly taking rugs to the cleaners or deep cleaning them yourself. I still have to do that with the rugs we do have around here, but I can put the yoga mats in the washer. And she's kind of started peeing on the yoga mats. She has a weak bladder, and with degenerative disc disease, you'll start seeing that dogs are unable to relieve themselves as easily. So at night she there's poop in her bed, and it used to be just in her bed. Like in the morning I'd wake up and there'd be poops, but now with all the different types of medications we've tried, NSAIDs and nerve medications to try to assist with the pain she's feeling, there's been some digestive upset, and now we are recovering from that. It's gotten a lot better. I've pulled her off all NSAIDs, but now I'm starting to see she seems a little bit more in pain than she was with the painkillers, obviously. So we're trying to figure out what to do there. We're gonna try a different one, like a lower dose, one that's easier on the digestive tract. I'm not sure. I'm still doing research on just natural pain relief, but really just giving her massages and keeping her in cushiony areas. So the yoga mats, the carpets, and orthopedic beds. Here's one, and she has a nice what's that brand's name? It's a really popular mattress brand. I got beds for the dogs by them, and those things are helping a lot. But honestly, just, she had a stroke a few months ago, and since then she prefers to sleep on the floor, and I think that's something to do. She has a physical therapy appointment soon, but we'll get to that in a second. I think her wanting to be on the floor has something to do with being a small dog, honestly, because she's never really liked being on high surfaces. If she's ever on the bed, she goes to the very end of the bed. It's always been that way. And now, maybe because she has had a stroke and has lost some vision, maybe it helps her feel more in control to be on the ground. Like, I'll put her in her bed and she'll still get out and get on the ground, unless I sit with her, like I'm sitting with her now. Then she sits in her bed. So that could be just a control thing, like wanting to feel grounded. But we do have orthopedic beds for when she wants to be in them. Sometimes in the middle of the night I'll wake up and I'll put her on her bed so she's just not sleeping on the floor all night, and she'll stay in it because she's sleepy then. Another thing we're doing is physical therapy. It may not be as accessible as these other things are, but it is a necessity if your dog is dealing with any type of orthopedic issues. She has a few things going on, but really we're there for the degenerative disc disease because it's her spine, so it controls most other functions of her body. Her leg is pretty weak, and that's a side effect of her right back leg. It's pretty weak as a side effect of the disc disease, but also arthritis. And what we do there is underwater therapy. You can try, ask a doctor first, and maybe have them coach you on how to do this. And there's a lot of YouTube videos also, but you could try getting a life jacket for your dog. My favorite brand is Roughwear, and you could try filling up a tub just enough. It doesn't have to be all the way to the top, like maybe to cover their legs, and walking them, like holding them and walking them, or like pulling them up so that they're moving their legs, so that they're swimming a little bit, and that might help. But I suggest, if you can afford it, physical therapy, so that you can do the underwater treadmill with a licensed therapist. And also her physical therapy comes with other things, like we do land therapy, like she has to go through loops and hoops and hop over things, and also laser therapy. So it's about $800 every 12 weeks. It's not too crazy, but I understand it is a luxury, definitely. And with physical therapy, I learned that as she's developing these issues, actually I have it right by me. She just had some turkey, propping up her food higher. So I just had these yoga blocks at home, and I wasn't really using them. And I just prop her food up on them. Honestly, because she's such a in-between size. She's about 7 pounds. I don't really know her height, but she's not even a full foot off the floor. So it's kind of like a weird, like being on the floor is too low for her to bend down, but then this block is slightly too high, like the bowl and the block. So sometimes I'll just put food on the block and she'll eat off the block, and that seems like a good enough height. But she is standing up to eat, and that just makes me so happy, because before therapy she would lay flat on the ground to eat because she was having a hard time bending and being able to stabilize herself. She would always slip and she just stay down, and now she's standing up. So therapy is everything we're doing is helping with her disc disease, and I'm so happy about that. I'm still looking for other solutions, but I can't really find anything that's just the ideal height. I'm still searching though. And that brings me to her water fountain. I just got this. I've been eyeing it for a few months, but then it was like trending, so it felt kind of gimmicky and like, oh, it's just another fountain, just another dog thing to attract dog parents and, well, animals, because I think it's advertised with a cat. But anyway, I saw it at my vet's office like a month or two after eyeing it on Amazon. It was in my cart for a few months, and the cat at the vet, my vet's cat, well, it's not my vet's cat, there's just a cat that belongs to that building. She's always up front, and I'm like behind the front desk, and I saw her jump down to get some water out of her fountain, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it a try because it just looked so nice. Since Roxy has lost a lot of her eyesight, she has a hard time drinking water. I'll see her, and it's also probably a combination of having very little eyesight and it being hard for her to bend. So I bought that fountain in hopes that she would be able to lick wherever and grab water, because what she was doing was going to the very edge of the bowl and licking the edge, because I guess that's what she saw. And she was just licking air. Like, she would get a little bit of water, and since buying this water fountain, oh my gosh, it's changed everything. Like, she can just, wherever there's water for her to grab, no matter if she's on the very end of it or if she's just licking from the fountain. Like, I keep the fountain head in. I didn't have it in at first because I wasn't sure. The bowl fills up higher if the attachment for the fountain is not in it, but putting the fountain in it, now she doesn't have to bend down as low, and she can also just grab from wherever and she gets enough water. I liked it so much that I bought a second one for the bedroom. And you have the option to have the light on or off, so that's nice, because at night she just cannot see anything, it seems. Like, you need a light on. So I keep night lights throughout the house, just because she's developed, since I think it's because we are now in a circular house, because she wasn't doing this at the apartment. But she paces. She just circles around the house a few times and eventually settles if you don't pay attention to her. And the therapist says that's normal in older dogs. It could be a sign of just boredom or cognitive decline. I try to keep her entertained. I have a wagon for her. We go on our walks. Sometimes I have to take them all separately because it's hard to walk all 3 of them on my own with the wagon. But when she goes on her wagon walks, when we take long wagon walks in the evening, she settles nicely. She doesn't circle around as often. So maybe it is just boredom, but also cognitive decline is common in older dogs. And in Chihuahuas around 12 years old, you start just noticing a decline in a lot of functions. So we have physical therapy, orthopedic bed, our yoga blocks, our water fountain, our rugs, and our yoga mats. Is there anything else? So yes, these are the things that really have helped her out tremendously. We've been dealing with this degenerative disc disease for about 5 years now, and it's just kind of slowly declined. I'm very thankful that it was not a fast decline, and physical therapy has been a godsend. She has a wonderful therapist. Unfortunately, today is her last day. She is transferring to a different state. She was like, please come visit. She has the best therapist. I get along with her therapist. She gets along with her therapist. And now she's moving and I'm sad. But there's another therapist there who used to assist with Roxy, and now she's going to be her full-time therapist. And I like her just as much. I'm just sad that, you know, the OG therapist is leaving, but she's on to better opportunities. But yes, these things have helped my dog so much. And there's a lot of people, and I hope you guys have found this video, who have left comments under the tracheal collapse video and what I do to assist her with those things. I think all of these things, like the water fountain and the propping the food up higher, and physical therapy. I don't know if physical therapy does as much for collapsed trachea, but I think just overall health, like having workouts with the dogs, you want to take it slowly with a collapsed trachea, working out, because you don't want them to get excited. But I think building up that endurance has helped her a lot, because we don't really have many issues with her tracheal collapse anymore since we started therapy. But yeah, so I hope these tips help you guys there. Anybody dealing with tracheal collapse, which is common in smaller dogs. Chihuahuas just have so many issues, and it's just a side effect from being overbred for so long. But yes, let me know if you try any of these things or if you're already implementing them into your routine. And let me know if there's something I should try, because I'm always learning new things with these dogs. Like it's like having a toddler for 10 plus years, having dogs, and it's a handful, but it's like it feels like never-ending learning experience, and I'm always learning more, and I'm always here to share whenever I learn something. But these things have helped us so much: the yoga mats, rugs, water fountains, yoga blocks, orthopedic beds, night lights, and physical therapy have helped so much. In the wagon, I do not walk her a lot anymore. We can walk around the backyard, and we can walk down the street and back, but I'm not going to stop her from walking, because once you stop walking, it's like, you know, it's use it or lose it. That's any body part, any organ, anything. You use it or you lose it. So I'm never going to stop walking, but I watch her. And if she slows down, if she's like, I'm not doing this, she goes right into the wagon. But I am sure to walk her around the backyard a lot. And I let her just kind of linger in the backyard. In the mornings, I don't rush her in. We're just kind of out there. And so that helps a lot, keeping her legs and her back strong. So thank you so much for watching. Please let me know if this was helpful. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you're interested in lifestyle content and dog content. Thanks so much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.